Luxury blushes can be hit or miss, so is this new YSL blush actually worth $50? Well, I'm going to tell you. So this is the YSL Beauty Make Me Blush 24-Hour Powder Blush. And I'm not going to lie, the packaging on this, 10 out of 10. My first thought is a powder blush. I have not used a powder blush in a long time, so I am so curious how these are going to look on the skin. So let's start with a little product overview on these products. The price point for one of these is $45 US or 61 Canadian dollars. There are 12 shades. It's supposed to be lightweight, long wearing, and it's not supposed to dry out your skin. It also has a waterproof and sweat-proof formula, which I think is super unique for a powder blush. So they say this is supposed to melt seamlessly onto your skin, that the formula is so silky that your skin won't feel dry but weightless and comfortable. So these have ultra buildable pigment, so you can wear it sheer or you can build it up for a more sculpted look, and they offer them in both a matte or a shine finish. It's also supposed to give you a healthy looking glow, so your skin should look very hydrated and smooth. And lastly, they're supposed to have a blurring effect, so they're supposed to blur the appearance of pores and imperfections for a seamless finish. So I have 3 shades that I'm going to try on today. So the first shade I want to do is this cool pink shade. This is in shade 42. Now, these are supposed to be ultra pigmented, but honestly, look at this. I cannot believe how pigmented these are. So for a powder, that's really impressive, but also kind of scares me to apply this. I'm just gonna tap off a little excess so we don't go crazy, and let's just build it as we go. I'm just gonna start tapping this onto my cheek. Look at how instantly blurring this looks. The color is actually quite sheer, so I like that it doesn't come off super intense right off the bat. I prefer to build it up slowly, but right away I can see how blurring this is. Like, that looks very skin-like. I am going to apply a little bit more just to build up that shade. I actually really like this shade. I think it's super pretty. Very, very cool tone for a pink I wouldn't normally wear, but it's so pretty. One thing that I was nervous about applying a powder blush is sometimes I find powder blushes can go on very patchy, but already you can see that this went on so seamlessly and it looks like skincare. It looks like one with my skin. What I can't get over is how blurring this is. I wasn't expecting that because I've seen a lot of blurring products or products that claim they're blurring. I've seen nothing like this. This looks so good. My skin looks so smooth. You can see too that I was able to build the color without it looking cakey or patchy. That is a really good sign that this is a high quality product. This is shade 42. So I think I'm going to apply shade 37 on this side. This is like more of a peachy pink shade. This is a really pretty shade. I think this is something that I would wear more every day. So again, I just like to tap this into my skin. I feel like this shade is going on a little bit more intense than the pink shade, but still very effortless. Look at how evenly it's blending into my skin. And you can see that beautiful blurring as well. The other unique thing about these blushes that I have to say is it doesn't look like a powder on the skin. It's so interesting. Like, it really looks seamless on my skin. When you hear powder blush, you think it's gonna be very powdery, very patchy, very dry looking, and it's absolutely the opposite of all that. It looks absolutely flawless. You can see that this side is a lot more intense than this side. You can definitely build these up really, really nicely. I think if you're someone who has a lot of texture and wants something that's really gonna blur, this would be a fantastic blush to try. All right, I'm gonna take off this side so I can reapply our third blush. And sadly, my third shade has been smashed to smithereens. We're still gonna apply her, we're gonna do it a little more gently. And I'm gonna try not to make a mess. So this is in shade 57. It's like a light coral shade. It's not a shade I would typically reach for, but let's see how she looks. Sometimes the most unusual shades look the best, so let's see. This one is going on a lot more sheer. Very similar to the cool pink color that I was wearing on this cheek earlier. It goes on very light, very pretty. Oh my goodness. I actually love the color payoff when it's applied very sheer to the cheek. I think this could look so good if you were doing a natural makeup look. And then of course, if you want something a little bit more bold, you can build it up. But wow, that looks really pretty. I wasn't expecting that. I actually really like this shade. It comes off more peachy on the skin as well, not so orange like it does in the container. I really like this. This is really pretty. Build it up a little bit more so we can see how pigmented it is. That is really nice. I like that a lot. I think this is a very wearable shade. I think all three of these are very wearable shades. When I heard powder blush, honestly, I was like, not that excited to try it, to be honest with you. I'm just so happy that the formula is unique and different than every other powder blush. This is what I want to see in new products. I love how blurring it is and how easily it blended into my skin. It looks like skincare on my skin. And the fact that it doesn't look like powder on my skin is mind-blowing. That is my favorite thing about this. I love how it looks sheer and I love how it looks more bold. It is just such a beautiful formula. Do I think this product is worth it? My pros and my cons. Absolutely beautiful formula, buildable, ultra blurring, looks like skincare, doesn't look like powder. I can go on. You know, I already said how much I love this product. Unique to what's already out there, and I just think it looks so pretty on the skin. Couple things to note. It is pricier for a blush, but I do think that the formula, how unique it is, it makes it worthwhile. I don't think you're gonna find something like this at the drugstore. It also says it's a 24-hour wear, which I can't really speak to because I haven't worn it long enough to find out how fast it fades. So that's something to keep in mind. I wanna know, what do you think? Do you think this product is worth $50? Would you buy it, or is there something you'd rather use instead? Let me know in the comments. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.